Happy Sukkot and welcome to my sukkah. For our Thoughtful Thursday today, I thought that I would put together a Sukkot-inspired recipe. We are going to make some sweet Moroccan couscous. And we begin with Israeli couscous. This is the bit bigger kind of pearl. So I've sort of put everything together and we're just going to add it all to my mixing bowl here. So it's a cup of pre-cooked Israeli couscous that ends up being about 2 cups cooked. And I will put the recipe and amounts of ingredients all together with a link to our video, so you don't have to worry about jotting things down. But why would a sweet Moroccan style recipe be something that we would enjoy in the sukkah? Because hospitality is a big piece of this holiday. We are supposed to always be gracious and welcome guests, but particularly when we have a literal tent or hut open to the community. Here I am in my neighborhood. If somebody were to come by and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'd invite them to come in and see that I'm putting together some nuts and berries. I've got some dried fruits. We could be very specific and use symbolic fruits and vegetables. I do have some dates that I've kind of crushed up here into little pieces that will add to the sweetness. And that's one of the 7 species that we at Rosh Hashanah talked about incorporating into our foods as a representation of our connection to the land of Israel. And this being a holiday really tied into agricultural roots, it would make sense for us to use some of those symbols and foods that tie us right back to our land. All right, so you've seen me add dates. I am now doing some Turkish apricots. Those came in a little package and I just cut them up. And the recipe is telling me to put together about 1.5 cups of assorted dried fruits. So I'm gonna put some cranberries. I've had dates and apricots. And that's a mixture that my family is going to like. So you do what you and the people you might be feeding will enjoy. And we just sort of mix this all up. The recipe is going to tell you to add some oil, and they even have milk on the recipe, but that's not going to go over well in my house. So I'm just really putting it together with the flavors that we like. Some roasted slivered almonds are going to go in. Some roasted pine nuts are really good with couscous. And then we top it all off with some honey and some cinnamon, and we get to enjoy. So whether it's this Thoughtful Thursday during Sukkot or another time that you get to put together a recipe that's inspired from our tradition and our people, I hope that in these days where we're still socially distant, there is a way for us to share a real bounty with our neighbors. And with that, I will end with a little shake of the lulav. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kichanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat lulav.